Hi guys, Football-ManagerYouthDevelopment.co.uk here. We're back for another episode where I go onto Football Manager forums and have a look at some questions that people have been asking and then just give my advice on what I do basically. So yeah, this is our Football Manager question and answer sort of guide basically. So yeah, here we go. So on this particular episode, someone's asked about some advice on some tactics. So basically this person's just started a save with Southampton. He says he's not that good at creating tactics, and he said he's created two tactics and he'd like us to kind of cast our eyes over them and just kind of give him a little bit of advice. So what I've done in this, if you're watching this video on YouTube, I've put a link to this thread in the description just so you guys can have a look at the screenshots a little bit more clearer. But basically having a look at the top video, so the guys made a formation where there's four at the back, two in midfield, three just in front of them with two wingers, and Pele up front just on top of his own. Now one thing, I mean, what I'd probably advise guys, if you are watching this on YouTube, if you can go to that thread whilst watching this video, just so I can sort of speak you through this and just have a look at that first image of the guy's tactics that he's got. So okay, so the first thing that we're going to take a look at here, so one thing that I have noticed, a lot of the players are kind of not really playing in the positions where they're more kind of better at playing, if you like. So he's got Pele here as an advanced forward, when Pele's best role is a target man. He's got a few other players. So you've got Wanyama as a deep line playmaker, and he's best as a ball winning midfielder. So what I'd really advise is, with a tactic like this, you need to firstly just try and put the players in the best role that they're suited to. Another good thing to do is just kind of think about kind of tactics of play. So what I'd be looking to do with Southampton, and I will be creating a Southampton tactics save eventually at some point. If you take a look at my tactics videos, I've got a full playlist of loads of sort of tactics basically, and in them videos I kind of show you why, when I do create tactics, the kind of things that I look for and things like that. So yeah, having Pele as a target man I think is really, really key for this Southampton team. He's someone that's going to just be holding up the line, kind of holding the ball and things like that. So you can see here that Stephen Davis in the middle is the advanced playmaker. He's in a kind of role that's probably going to, he needs to be kind of doing more in that role, if you like. So he's going to be quite attacking, kind of making things happen and things like that. Now, if I was selecting this first Southampton tactic, what I'd probably do is have Pele up top on his own. The two wingers, I'd probably just have both of them on attacking duty. And what I'd do is have Stephen Davis in the middle as the advanced playmaker. Just so that he's kind of in there, making stuff happen. Now, what I would do with Wanyama and Schneiderlin, I'd actually push them to back right in front of the defence if I was using this formation with these particular players. Now, they're both ball-winning midfielders, so what I'd do, I'd have them both as ball-winning midfielders and on the support duty. Now, the good thing about that, what you can do with this formation, everybody, the top four, so Pele, Mann, Davis and Long, they're all set with the attacking duty, and then you've got Wanyama and Schneiderlin both as the ball winner midfielders on the support duty. So what they can do, as the role suggests, is just win the ball back and then just crack it up to the top four and then just let them kind of do what they need to do with the ball basically. So obviously Shane Long's a really, really good player. He's got a lot of kind of energy, things like that. So yeah, he's a really good player to have in your team. What I'd probably also do with this formation, instead of like Ryan Bertrand, I probably would have him just as like a fullback, maybe on support. I think it's a little bit too kind of defensive, this formation, and it needs a little bit, like a real clear structure, if you like. So I see the guy's got the team shape as structured, and I think that having the back four with this Southampton team with, on the support duty, but the defenders are fine as they are at the moment. But yeah, having Bertrand and Nathaniel Klein as fullbacks on support duties, I think will just kind of help with this team both in defence and attack, and they'll be able to kind of get a little bit more involved. Now what I might do, I'd probably have a real good look at Shane Long and just see if you could make him into like an inside forward. I know obviously he does play up top on his own a lot, Shane Long, so I'd probably be looking to put him out in that position and just make him like an inside forward. I'm pretty sure that he's going to be able to play that position on Football Manager 2015. So that's something I'd also be looking to do. But yeah, on this particular first tactic, I'd be looking for Pele to just be a target man as well. So if I also take a look at the second tactic, again, if you are on the page that I've linked to in the YouTube video, you'll be able to see all this. So basically it's just switched around the other way here. So he's created a couple of tactics here, and I personally think this might actually be a little bit better tactic for Southampton. So he's gone for the flat back four. He's got the defensive midfielder, two in front of them, the two wingers, and then Pele out front. Now, personally, I think this would be a much better tactic for Southampton. What I'd probably do is have so probably Schneiderlin maybe in the defensive midfielder position, and what I'd do, I'd have Schneiderlin as a ball winning midfielder, and I'd have Stephen Davis in the more, basically where Wanyama is. So I'd have Stephen Davis as the advanced playmaker in the support role, and then I'd have a look at Wanyama. Maybe, to be honest, with the way Wanyama is, I wouldn't surprise me if he might be able to be like a box-to-box midfielder. I'd have to take a look at his kind of attributes, but I'm pretty certain he'd be able to pull off that role. So that would be how I'd set up the midfield. So yeah, have Schneiderlin winning the ball back, Davis being the more creative, and Wanyama kind of using his energy to, kind of help in attack and defence. Again, I'd probably switch the two fullbacks to be fullbacks on the support duty, and the two centre backs would be fine in this position. Again, I'd probably would have a look at changing Shane Long into an inside forward just so he can support the top lot. And again, I'd have Pele as a target man. Now, what I will do, guys, I'm going to actually create a tactic for Southampton, and yeah, I'll release this video. What I'll do, I'll put a tactic to this video in the description on my YouTube video. So yeah, you can firstly take a look at the thread that I managed to find on fm-base.co.uk's forum. Just so you can see this question that the guys asked, just so you can have a look at his tactics. What I would advise, guys, if you're looking to get better at tactics yourself, it's kind of have a look at other tactics that people have made and things like that. Really just kind of critique them, find out what you do better, and what you need to do is just kind of give reasons for why you change certain things around. Now, I've given kind of reasons of maybe like changing Shane Long into an inside forward. Obviously, we know that he probably does have that in his locker, Shane Long, and it will certainly help out Pele, who's going to be playing as a target man. Now, we know Shane Long's got really good pace in real life, so yeah, having kind of Pele as a target man with Shane Long sort of like hanging around him as an inside forward, you can see that kind of tactic would work. Now, when you're playing Football Manager, these are the type of things that you need to be thinking about a lot. You need to be thinking about your tactics, how your team's going to react when they're defending, how they're going to be reacting when they're attacking. All these type of things you need to be kind of running through your head when you are creating a tactic, and you kind of need to have a bit of a game plan in mind. So what you need to be thinking about, obviously with these tactics, what I've talked about is changing Bertrand and Klein to being limited fullbacks so they can support in attack and defence. Now, my thinking behind this as well, obviously down the left hand side they've got Main and Bertrand, so what I'd probably be looking to do, if the ball's getting played down the left wing, what I'd be looking to do, you can have Shane Long cutting in as an inside forward. You can have Pele up top as a target man on his own. So, both them players down the left hand side, Bertrand and Main, they've got options to, get the ball in. They've got a tall target man in Pele who's going to, get on the end of the ball, get his headers in. You've got Shane Long cutting in as an inside forward who's going to be using his pace and things like that. And then you've got like Wanyama and Davis supporting just from the midfield. They've got, Wanyama, I would imagine, has got a lot of like good energy, and Davis as well can get in positions to, make sure that he's a threat. But yeah, like I said, have a look at these tactics. Like, always try and pick holes in your own tactics and other people's tactics, and just think about where your weaknesses might be, where your strengths might be, and it will make you better at Football Manager when you're doing this type of thing. So yeah, as I said, I am going to be creating my own tactic for Southampton. Yeah, and I will put that in the description. And like I said as well, just have a look at this thread as well. And yeah, just as like a bit of an exercise, just have a look at this guy's tactics and yeah, really kind of critique him. But yeah, thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope it's kind of given you a little bit more of an insight of the type of things I'd look to change. Yeah, with this guy's tactics that he's put forward here.